Hello, 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 and welcome to the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. We've got 18,476 fans here for NXT action tonight. This arena is the home of the Chicago Wolves of the American Hockey League in the minor leagues, the DePaul University men's basketball team, and the Chicago Fire of the WNBA. We're leading off. We've got 5 matches here this evening. Sorry about that. Still full of crap in the lungs. We are fresh off of our industry-imposed Christmas break, despite the fact that it was very recently just the 4th Monday in April of 2014. Mr. McMahon did indeed mandate that we all took a vacation for Christmas. He seems to be mixing his dates up recently. There have been several occurrences of it happening in public, and he is seeing professional help for this. Obviously, we saw him, in his turkey suit back a couple of weeks ago here in April. He seems to be progressing through his months very rapidly, and we wish him the best in his treatment. Either way, we've got 5 matches here on NXT, and we are leading off with a non-title grudge match between Adeceve and Aksana, a rematch of the match that Aksana won this past Sunday, at the NXT Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Aksana defended her belt against the challenger, Adeceve. Adeceve just did not look like she could hit her finishers at all in that matchup, and she's out here tonight to prove that she can take Aksana on one-on-one. Aksana here, of course, again with her gigantic, oversized NXT Women's Championship to prove that she does deserve to hold it long-term. So, aside from them tonight, we're also going to have appearances by our 2 new champions as of that NXT Extreme Rules pay-per-view. The Internet Champion Brodus Clay, who beat Zack Ryder at the pay-per-view, will be in action taking on Santino Marella in a one-on-one cage match, non-title. That should be up right after this, actually. And our brand new NXT Champion, The Miz, he'll be in action taking on Cara, one-on-one, non-title, in this evening's main event. We'll also have matches between the Rausch and Heath Slater, which is a portion of a match, at least, that was supposed to happen at the pay-per-view that General Manager Stephanie McMahon took away at the very last second. They'll take each other on in a one-fall match, and our 4th match tonight, the now dethroned former NXT champion Big John Studd is going to be taking on Mark Henry. You better believe Henry is all kinds of angry that he did not get his title match at the pay-per-view, so I presume he's going to be taking that out on the former champion here tonight. Either way, these divas are going at it, and they are pretty evenly matched. Adeceve did not look great at the pay-per-view, taking on Aksana. Didn't really bring a whole lot to it. It was only her 2nd match in NXT, and she was in a title match. This only her 3rd here. She's getting a lot. She's getting it very fast, and we're not quite sure if she's ready. But there's a huge Hurricane Rana sending Aksana all the way across the ring. It was beautiful from Adeceve, but Aksana counters with a running DDT, planting Adeceve's forehead right on the mat. And now Aksana, working from behind, has the arm locked and is going to deliver a series of elbows to the shoulder and neck of Adeceve, keeping her down. Adeceve groggy now. Aksana, suplex clutch, and a big-time snap suplex from the women's champion of NXT to her challenger, the rookie Adeceve. And a big scoop slam from Adeceve plants Aksana on the mat. Adeceve is going up top. And now she's watching Aksana groggily get to her feet. Adeceve from the top. And she hits her amazing Angel's Wings finishing maneuver. We didn't see that at all. 1. Just a 1 count, though. We did not see that at all at the pay-per-view. She tried to hit it twice and just flew through the air and missed. She lined it up, but it was not enough there to keep Aksana, the champion, down for a win. Aksana trying a pin. Adeceve easily kicks out. Adeceve now twisting the arm around behind. Working on the arm, 3 twists, a flip, and a leg drop, using all that torque and tension to her advantage. Aksana looks like her arm might have even gone numb on that, cutting the circulation off. Now Adeceve going for the face, but Aksana pokes her in the eye. And Aksana now up on her feet. Adeceve hurting. There's a forearm to the back of Adeceve. And Aksana, big time kick to the face, sending Adeceve down to the mat. And Aksana dragging her to the center of the ring. We've got a pin. 1. Just that 1 count, though. Adeceve does indeed kick out. Running at Aksana. Aksana counters into a schoolboy. Just another 1 count, though, and Adeceve does get out. Now they're both on their feet. Adeceve working from behind. Has Aksana a big-time back suplex. And Adeceve is a little fired up after that. Much success against the champion here. She's hoping to be able to hit that Angel's Wings one more time. We have to see if that can happen, though. And another big-time running Hurricane Rana. That's going to send Aksana all the way across the ring. And now Adeceve rolls her over, has her single-leg Boston clab. But she had Aksana in the ropes, so the hold is broken up. Now Adeceve twisting the head around, and a fall-down Hangman's neckbreaker there. And now Adeceve has Aksana in the corner, lifting her up on top of the turnbuckle. This is going to be a big one here. Punch to the face. And she's going to have her clutched in a suplex hold and a big-time superplex. The two women fly to the ring. And there's Adeceve standing up. Aksana dead. Adeceve again waiting up top. Aksana getting to her feet. Adeceve from the top. And she misses the Angel's Wings one more time, just like at the pay-per-view. And she misses a run from behind. She goes up top, though. Aksana sits her down, and a big-time arm drag from the top rope. Aksana now throwing Adeceve to the center of the ring. 1, 2. Oh, 2 count, and Adeceve does kick out, showing resiliency she did not have. But Aksana, big-time spine buster. That's her finishing maneuver. Hits it out of nowhere. Another pin here. 1, 2. Just a 2 count, and Adeceve does kick out. And now Adeceve working from behind on Aksana. Big-time back suplex from the challenger to the champion. And she's once again going up top. She's all the way across the ring here. And she misses the finisher again. This is going to be hurting her back for sure. And a big-time facebuster from Adeceve to Aksana. She's going to go up one more time. And she misses the flying knee. And now Aksana, side headlock. And one more spinebuster for the road. Adeceve is planted. Aksana had that all worked out. She knew she was going to miss her finisher. 1, 2... and 3, the NXT Women's Champion beats Adeceve again in this grudge match. 3 count pinfall after 2 spinebusters, very close together. We did see Adeceve hit her finisher one time, and that, indicates practice since losing at the pay-per-view, but she is still a rookie. She is still very green, and Aksana took advantage of that again here tonight from Rosemont, Illinois at the Allstate Arena. We got 4 more matches coming up right after this, guys. They're going to blow the roof off this place, and we'll be lowering a cage right after we come back from this short commercial break. But before we do go away, we're just going to watch Aksana celebrate another victory. She's 2-0 as the women's champion here in NXT. Looked good in her title defense. Looked good tonight. Got nothing wrong with her reign right now. And there is your victorious champion, Aksana. We will be right back. And we are back. This is our second match of the evening. 2 proud warriors of NXT locked inside a steel cage. No victory until somebody escapes or decimates the other. We have our first ever NXT double champion, Brodus Clay. He is one half of your NXT tag team champions. He is your brand new internet champion after defeating Zack Ryder at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. He's taking on Santino Marella here. They're not enemies. They're both pretty much crowd favorites. This is just going to be a match full of athleticism. Huge flying butt from Brodus Clay to Santino Marella in the corner there. And as we mentioned, this is indeed a steel cage match. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Thunderdome like you can only imagine. And we're here to see how Brodus Clay can perform under the weight of 2 pieces of gold strapped to him by a belt. He is, right off the bat, the most successful man in this year's universe mode. The first man finding within himself to have the fortitude to win 2 individual championships and hold them at the same time. Looks like that glass of water I got during the commercial break has done nothing for my chronic winter lung phlegm. Enjoy the mental image. In the meantime, we're going to get back into this match. Clay is pretty dominant off the bat here, stomping on the knees of Santino, working from behind now. Looks like a big twisting back suplex. It is indeed sending Santino down. And frankly, looking at the physique of Brodus Clay, I do not expect him to win this match by leaving the cage. I feel like Santino is going to be the rat that has to scurry away here, that has to climb over the obstacle and get away from the much bigger monster. Clay is just going to dominate here, I do believe. We'll have to see how the match does play out, of course, but he is all over Santino. Santino, though, nice reversal, getting up, punching Clay in the chest. Clay, throws him onto his shoulders, and Santino into a nice flying DDT there. Very good maneuver from Santino Marella, the Milan Miracle. And we are back up now. Brodus working from behind. Santino, a little bit of a hip toss there, flipping a big man over. Santino showing some impressive strength against Brodus Clay here so far. We have yet to hear anything about the former internet champion Zack Ryder, how he feels this Tuesday night after losing. I mean, not only did he lose the championship that he held here in NXT, he lost his championship. Vince McMahon forced him to incorporate that into his character here in the WWE Universe, and then he made it a championship that other men and women, well, men, could compete for. You have to feel like that's the biggest slap to the face of Zack Ryder. That's a championship that he created for himself, that he bought with his own money, that WWE absorbed without reimbursing him even a little bit for it. You know, how angry do you think he is? Hopefully we find out soon, but there is that big tossing suplex from Brodus Clay to Santino Marella, and now Clay running off the ropes. There's that big splash, and Santino is done, and Clay is actually going to head up top on the cage. He's making his escape, and Santino's got to get up. The big man is going to be taking his time, but Santino can't waste his own. And wait, Santino climbing up after him. And he manages to pull him off, and they both fall down to the cage again. The crowd goes wild here from Rosemont, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. It's our second stop in the state of Illinois this month. And now Santino is making his way up. The double champion is down in the ring after a big clothesline, but he's immediately up, grabs the foot of Santino, pulls him down. Something tells me this match is far from over. Big time arm drag from Santino. And now Clay whipping the legs out from under him. And now with the legs of Santino, we're going to have a bit of a giant swing here. Shades of Antonio Cesaro. And Clay tosses him across the ring. That's going to be all kinds of rug burn there. And there's a big time elbow drop to the chest of Santino. And now Clay showing how he became the internet champion on Sunday evening. Oh, Santino with a nice reversing knee to the gut though. And he's got Clay up. But Clay reverses into a Russian leg sweep. Amazing strength from Santino. Amazing reversal from Clay. And Clay again just got to toss Santino around after spinning him. A big time giant swing sends him to the center of the ring. And now Clay has Santino up. Santino again with a knee to the gut, stunning the monster here. The Funkasaurus into an inverted Russian leg sweep. Great chain wrestling between these two. Santino now ripping the legs out. And there's an elbow to the shin of Brodus Clay. Gotta wonder how much damage that actually did. But Santino working on kicks and a nice running clothesline to his grounded opponent, taking him out with a little bit of a dive there. Working from behind is Santino into the arm. Big time uppercut from Santino Marella. But Clay is up. And he once again is going to have Santino for that toss suplex. There it is, sending him across the ring. And one more time, Clay running off the ropes, leaps, big time splash from the Funkasaurus to his prey. And again, Brodus Clay is going to be heading up top here. And he's going to make his way slowly. Santino's got to get back to his senses here, or the champion's going to leave this cage. And Brodus is almost all the way up. But Santino up on the cage after him. And again, they're both down into the center of the ring. Clay and Santino fall together. Clay now working from behind on Santino Marella. Big time twisting back suplex, just throwing him wherever he wants. And another knee to the gut from Santino to Brodus Clay. And there's a kick to the gut. Santino suplex clutch, elbow to the back of the head. And he's going to whip Brodus right across the ring into the turnbuckle. But Brodus throwing Santino in. And Santino now from up top kicks Brodus in the chest. Big time jumping clothesline from Santino. And Santino taunting as if he's Brodus Clay. Now Clay working from behind here. I don't know what that was about with Santino. You think you're going to see the Cobra there. And instead, he takes on the Funkasaurus there, his little shake. And now he's thrown into the turnbuckle by Brodus Clay, who takes him from behind, spins him around, and throws him shoulder first into the steel ring post. And now, for good measure, backs up to the center of the ring and beyond. And here goes Clay charging across the ring, butt to the face. Butt to the face. Santino is dead. Elbow to the small of the back from Brodus Clay. And now Santino whipping Brodus across into the opposing turnbuckle. And a chop across the chest. And another one. And Santino walking up, stalking his prey. Clothesline sends him off the turnbuckle. Off the rope is Santino. Big time single arm bulldog. And there is a knee drop right across the chin of Brodus Clay. Santino groggy. Shakes it off. Now Santino is heading up. Brodus Clay looks down, but no, he is immediately up, and he's got Clay easily by the foot, bringing him down into the ring. And now Clay, side headlock, actually gets reversed. Santino, though, misses, and there's Clay. We've got him working from behind now. And Santino reverses out. Big time clothesline to the small of the back, working from behind on Clay. Big scrape of the back now. Clay maybe hurts a little bit from that. I don't know how that move actually hurts. And now Clay lifting Santino up for a big backdrop there. And now Santino going to get thrown across the ring by Brodus, who runs across towards him. Pushes him in the chest, backs up, runs at him. Big time clothesline right across the chest of Santino Marella. And once again now, Brodus tossing Santino into the turnbuckle. Lifts him up on top. And he's got him for a big time power slam, throwing him to the center of the ring. And now Clay one more time off the ropes. Big splash to Santino Marella. Marella has to be dead now. Brodus just has to get out of here. He looks like he can probably take his time at this point. These two have fought long and hard in the cage tonight. But Brodus just had the power moves. But wait, Santino is up and Brodus still is not out. Santino one more time, ripping Brodus from the top. They both plummet to the ring. And now Santino's the one that's going to make his escape. Brodus Clay needs to win here to save face. He just won a championship. He can't lose like this. And now Brodus is up. And Santino almost had it. But Brodus ripping him down from the top. Yes, they both fall into the ring. Unbelievable match. We're going to carry on here. Big time punch to the gut from Santino Marella into a side headlock. But Brodus just throws him right off. Unbelievable strength there from the champion. Trying to get into a series of punches there, but Santino blocks into an arm hold, flipping Brodus Clay over. And now Santino immediately up on the cage. Brodus is down. Santino is climbing, but he's so fatigued he can't get out fast enough. Oh, and he's kicked off by Santino. Brodus is stunned. Santino is almost out. Brodus just has one more chance. He's climbing up after him. And he gets him. And they're both down again. Santino had the match there. He managed to kick Brodus Clay off of the cage, but could not escape. There's a jawbreaker from Santino. Santino is again heading up top here, but Brodus is easily on his feet. And now he's going to rip Santino down by the foot. And Brodus no longer messing around here, ladies and gentlemen. He's shaking. There it is. Santino getting up to his feet very groggily. Brodus runs at him, and he misses his splash. He gets him again. He gets him on that one. He gets him the second time on the splash. Santino is dead. Brodus has to get out this time. I don't think he's got anything left in the tank. Brodus Clay is not known for his stamina, but Santino is unbelievably up on his feet. And now Santino, the sign of the cross, backing into the turnbuckle, big time saluting, diving headbutt. And Santino now is going to be heading up out of the ring. Brodus has to get up. I don't know if he's got it in him, though. That last fall from the cage, he landed pretty awkwardly. He's expended so much energy, and there's Santino. Santino almost had it, but Brodus runs up after him, grabs him around the waist, and they're both down in the ring. One more time. Unbelievable. And a big-time sit-out spinebuster from Brodus Clay to Santino Marella. Stomping on the chest. And there's going to be a big elbow drop into the chest and neck of Santino. And Brodus stopping the dance in the ring. Maybe not the best strategy here because Santino is on his feet. And there's a punch to the face. And Santino has the sock on. We've got the Cobra. He's got it poised. And he punches Brodus right in the face with the Cobra. Nobody gets up from that. Santino sliding down toward the southern end of the ring, climbing up the steel cage. This looks to be your match, ladies and gentlemen. Brodus Clay is splayed out in the center of the ring. Santino breathing heavily. Can't get up there fast enough at all. Clay is up on his feet. Clay is up, and he's going up after Santino. Unbelievable, Santino. You had the match. And now we're both down in the ring. One more time. Unfathomable how long this match is going on in the cage, but they are both opting to escape. They are both opting to get out, and Brodus immediately showing he's ready for the flying splash one more time, and he slams Santino down with it. Brodus has to hurry up and get out of this cage. There is no other way here. He has to escape this ring with his title, and Brodus is indeed heading up right now. He's heading up. He's going to move as fast as his large frame allows him, but Santino will not stay down. Unbelievable. It's like when you play this game and you set the finisher damage very high, it still does nothing to computerized opponents, but that is not something an announcer would say. And Clay is up yet again. The match is going to drag on. We may have to take a commercial break in the center of this match. This is shades of Hogan and Flair from last night's Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable how long this is going to go on here, but these two both need the win. Clay needs to prove that he is the rightful double champion here in NXT, that he is the man who all titles go through. Santino needs to show that he can beat a champion here. This is a great opportunity for Santino Marella, arguably the first actual good opportunity he has received here in NXT so far. And now Clay picking Santino up. He's going to throw him into the ropes, and on the rebound, sit out spine buster. Devastating maneuver. We know that one hurts. We know it's done with little regard for the safety of the opponent here. There's a kick to the gut and double axe handle into a clothesline across the back of the head. Santino is down. Clay now knee to the back of the head. Clay wasting no time here. He rolls Santino over. Now off the ropes. Big time splash from Brodus Clay. Santino again apparently playing possum. Brodus has to keep trying to get out of this cage. You don't know how many times it's going to take to hit your finisher to keep an opponent down. Brodus is almost out. And Santino is climbing up after him again. And they're both down in the ring. And Santino now picking up Brodus Clay. Clay, who is stunned, reversing out, inverted, Russian leg sweep. Santino is down, but now Santino up with a reversing punch to the chest, and there's a kick of Brodus into the turnbuckle. Clothesline across the chest, off the rope, single arm, bulldog. Brodus is down in the center of the ring. Santino now making his ascent to the top of the cage. Somebody has to capitalize. Somebody has to climb fast. Somebody has to get out of here. Santino Marella has to learn how to sell a maneuver once in a while. This is a very one-sided match in terms of people staying down on the mat for extended periods of time. Oh, and there's a big-time reversing punch to the face from Santino to Brodus Clay. Kick to the gut. Huge DDT. Brodus bounces up. Brodus' head injured on the impact there. And now Santino slowly makes his way up. Brodus once again behind him. They've got to do something different. They've got to do something original here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a big shoulder tackle from Brodus Clay. And Santino reversing into an arm drag. And then an elbow drop to the chest. And Santino convincing Brodus Clay to stand up one more time. Punch to the face. He pulls out the sock. We've got the Cobra again. It's poised and ready to strike. And he hits him right in the face with the Cobra. Brodus is dead. This is the end of the match, or I swear I will find a way to eat this microphone. Wires and all. And there is Santino climbing to the top very slowly. Brodus is just unconscious by the look of it. No, he's actually up. And Santino has done it. He has escaped. Brodus Clay can only look on as Santino makes his way down on the outside of the ring. Huge letdown for your internet champion and tag champion. He loses neither belt in this match, but Santino gets a huge victory. Santino probably going to get spoken to by a few of the guys in the back, teaching him how to properly sell a maneuver. We may not see Santino in action for a little while, but he steals a win from Brodus Clay here on NXT inside the steel cage. Insane match, back and forth. Finishers everywhere. This is legend difficulty at its finest. You can hit 7 finishers on a guy in a match and he'll still get up 2 seconds later. A la Hulk Hogan on Monday night. But either way, Santino Marella steals a win from your double champion here at NXT. Very surprising, but convincing nonetheless. We still have 3 more matches coming up. We've got the Rausch taking on Heath Slater next, Mark Henry, John Studd after that, and then The Miz and Sin Cara to send us home tonight. There is the very sweaty and tired Santino Marella. We'll be back very shortly, guys. And we are back here at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. Third match of the evening. Starting off with a super kick to the face. Wasting no time is the Rausch taking on Heath Slater in a one-on-one match. And he's just going to tee off on the face of Heath Slater all day, apparently. Wait a minute. Slater now heading out of the ring. The Rausch, not exactly happy about it. He wants a match here, ladies and gentlemen. They were supposed to have a match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. The Rausch now chasing Slater up the ring. And a big time German suplex on the ramp. Slater destroyed with that. And now the Rausch into a big suplex on the ramp as well. The Rausch is going to make Slater hurt for vacating the ring. And he's got his little bit of a backbreaker into a Cobra Clutch toss there. They were supposed to have a tag team match at Extreme Rules. The Rausch and I believe it was Santino were set to team up. Wait, Heath Slater played possum, and he's now heading down to the ring. Oh, and they're both back in time. Slater tried to leave the ring there, but the Rausch coaxed him back in. They were supposed to have a tag team match. The Rausch and Santino versus El Guapo Diablo and Heath Slater. Stephanie McMahon changed the booking of the pay-per-view at the last possible minute and replaced their match with a match for Zack Ryder's Internet Championship that Brodus Clay did indeed end up winning. We just saw Clay lose in a cage match to Santino Marella. So now the Rausch getting the match he wanted against Heath Slater here and making sure Heath Slater doesn't try to leave. And, I mean, if I'm Heath Slater, I might leave after 2 super kicks right after the opening bell myself. But, you know, there's a bit of cowardice there. Slater has a very interesting story in NXT right now. Another big super kick from the Rausch. Those are coming too easily right now, ladies and gentlemen. Heath Slater, the former leader of the three-man band, and I say former because Drew McIntyre has caused quite a controversy with his actions as of late, but he has basically assumed control of the group, proving his dominance as you would in the Animal Kingdom over both Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Oh, and there's a big elbow to the face from Slater to the Rausch. Slater now with the Rausch up on his shoulders. The Rausch elbowing him in the face, running at him, misses an enziguri, and now Slater lifting him up. So Slater right now is just defeated. Slater is trying to show that he is still viable, but he has been embarrassed by someone he considers his best friend. They are indeed still a tag team. They are still the three-man band. But Slater's stock has fallen here in NXT, and the Rausch is just looking to make a name for himself. Slater, nice reversing clothesline to the back there, flying forearm. And now Slater coaxing the Rausch up to his feet, juking and jiving. And the Rausch twists his arm and reverses him into a Russian leg sweep. And now the Rausch celebrating and reversing into a snapmare as Slater tried to capitalize, and the Rausch backs off, and there's a big-time knee to the face, all of the Rausch's weight. He's not the heaviest guy in the world, but gravity is the same, negative 9.81 meters per second squared, falling right on the forehead of the now deposed former leader of the 3MB. We have yet to see Drew McIntyre since the pay-per-view, but he is without a doubt the man in that trio right now. We're not sure if they're still going to be chasing Tons of Funk for their NXT Tag Team Champions or not, championships or not. Heath Slater here actually is the first time we've seen anybody in the group. Huge, very European uppercut from the Rausch to Heath Slater. And now the Rausch working from behind, has an armbar locked in, and Slater is down. He's got no way to get to any ropes anywhere. This one looks incredibly painful. He is stretched out very awkwardly, and the Rausch is not relenting right here. The Rausch is going to have to lose his grip, or Slater is going to lose this match. There is no rope helping him anywhere at all, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like he is just about ready to tap here. The Rausch cinching it in even further, but it looks like his grip may indeed be slackening just the slightest bit. I don't know. I can't really tell. The camera's got a weird angle of just the buttocks of Heath Slater here. And the Rausch does indeed lose his grip, but Slater locked in there for way too long. Gotta be hurting. And wait, the Rausch has the V2 set up. That inverted vertebreaker right on the back of the head of Heath Slater has him down. And now the Rausch beating his chest like the tiny gorilla he may be in his spare time. And there's a back fist and another back fist. And he's got Slater up on his shoulders. Brocken Gespenst, there is impact. And now the Rausch going to drag Slater toward the center of the ring. This could be another embarrassment for Heath Slater here. 1, 2, oh, just barely a 2 count, and Slater kicks out despite the very long-term submission hold there. And there's a back suplex from Slater to the Rausch. Slater now going to try to make a comeback. We've got a pin from him to the Rausch, but the Rausch kicks out at just a 1 count there. And Slater with a series of punches to the gut of the Rausch, and the Rausch reversing out of a hold there, slamming Slater's head into the mat. And now the Rausch goes up top, Slater down, the Rausch leaps, misses a diving headbutt, misses it, slams his chest into the mat, and now Slater with punches to the face, slamming his face down. And wait, the Rausch is back up. And Slater with a spinning heel kick there. That was really nice. Shades of Chuck Norris. Now, Slater is back in control, punching the face of the Rausch. And the Rausch making his way back up. Misses a punch there. Slater now working from behind. He's got a sleeper hold locked in, ladies and gentlemen. The Rausch has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. He can't quite reach the rope. He's just got to get that left arm up a little bit higher, but he can't. The hold is in too hard. And Slater has to let go. He can't maintain his grip on the Rausch there. And Slater with his signature maneuver there, slamming the Rausch face first. Little inverted jawbreaker. 1, 2, 3. Heath Slater gets a win over the Rausch here on NXT. Not so embarrassed anymore, is he? Nice match between these two. Looked like the Rausch had it locked up early on, especially with that very long that submission, the armbar, heading into the Brockengespenst there. But Heath Slater managed to kick out at just 2. Great show from Heath Slater. The Rausch couldn't quite pull it together, but that may just be a sign of his youth. There is that big-time jawbreaker from Heath Slater, rolling him over for the 3 count right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's going to go. So Heath Slater, despite being embarrassed within the 3MB, still apparently posing a threat to those around him as a singles wrestler. We've got 2 more matches coming right up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Big John Studd, your former NXT champion, taking on Mark Henry one-on-one. See you when that gets going. Here we are, guys, our 4th match here from the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois. The recently deposed former NXT champion Big John Studd taking on Mark Henry in what many believed was supposed to be the match at Extreme Rules. Mark Henry at least believes that he today should have been the one that beat Studd at the pay-per-view. And Studd, well, probably believes he should still be the NXT champion. But either way, he is out here willingly taking on Mark Henry in a one-fall match between 2 of NXT's biggest super heavyweights here, and Studd with an impressive combination. Henry reversing out. They're trading punches, and Henry with a big clothesline, knocking Big John Studd down to the mat. Studd obviously not happy with The Miz's victory over him at Extreme Rules this past Sunday night. The Miz, your new champion, will be in the main event next, taking on Cara. And Mark Henry not happy that he wasn't even featured at that pay-per-view. Huge headlock toss from Studd to Henry there. Henry, it's common knowledge that heading into the main event at that pay-per-view, with the number 1 contender jumping around so often in the power rankings here at NXT, it could have been one of 3 people taking on Studd for that NXT championship. You could have had The Miz, who did end up as the challenger and the new champion after that match, because The Miz did indeed beat Big John Studd in our first ever show of NXT this year in 2K14 Universe Mode. It could have been Cara, who also beat Big John Studd, that in a ladder match non-title on the NXT right before the pay-per-view last week. Or it could have been Mark Henry, who did launch himself to the top of the power rankings by beating Cara, by beating the Great Khali in successive weeks. And many people would have preferred to have seen Mark Henry because the size there would have put on a really nice match. But don't take away from The Miz here. His match against Big John Studd at the pay-per-view, in which he won the title, was great. It's just a controversial way that he came to be the actual number 1 contender. So now he versus Cara, Mark Henry is still not going to get his shot off the bat, and he's going to take out all of his frustration with Stephanie McMahon's booking practices on Big John Studd here tonight. Studd just looking to prove that he will once again be that NXT champion. We have to see if he has it in him. He's going to put Mark Henry up on top of the turnbuckle here, though, and he's going to go throwing his legs to the outside. He goes to the second rope from Henry, has him big-time tossing throw there. Fall-away slam from the second rope. Big John Studd to Mark Henry. The ring maintains its integrity. There's a big scoop body slam from Studd to Henry. These two are going to cause each other some serious pain here. Just their mutual strength alone, the combined body weight in this ring right now. This is insane. In 1989, this would have been the main event of a WrestleMania pay-per-view just because of their physical freakishness here. And Studd, made infamous for losing a $15,000 body slam competition to Andre the Giant to headline the first WrestleMania. Not exactly a main event we would have by today's standards. He's looking to show that he can actually be an active wrestler in today's world, not just a big gimmick guy. And with a big toss like that to Henry, he's showing that he definitely has it in him. Studd lifting him up. There's a surfboard stretch applied from Big John Studd to Mark Henry. And Studd is going to lose his grip. Those pecs on Mark Henry are larger than the bodies of most full-grown American males. It's going to be tough to stretch those out to a point where Henry actually submits. And now Studd coming back with punches, but Henry reverses into a side headlock, twisting the arm around, working from behind now. Henry spins Studd around, twists him and rolls him, throws him into the opposing turnbuckle, heads after him, and a big-time clothesline out of the corner. Studd is down, writhing on the mat in pain. That had some impact behind it, and Henry goes right after the head with a series of punches there. Studd is down. Henry now lifting Studd up, and he's going to get him up for a slam. No, Studd reversing. Gets Henry up for a backbreaker over his knee. Nice reversal from Big John Studd to Mark Henry, and now Studd has Henry up, and another rib backbreaker there. Big John Studd is going to back off. And now Henry is down. Henry, though, is up on his feet. Whips Studd into the ropes. Big time tilt-a-whirl slam to the center of the ring. Studd looking in pain. Henry has him up, but Studd into a facebuster there. Reversing the powerbomb into a facebuster. Incredible agility from the big man. But there's a big STO from Mark Henry, who is now off the ropes. Huge splash to Big John Studd into a pin. Just a 1 count, though, and Big John Studd does indeed kick out. Studd now twists the arm of Mark Henry around, and he's got him for another head toss there. He is just hitting that move at will. It's unbelievable how easily he can throw Mark Henry across the ring. And a snapmare from Big John Studd into an elbow to the back of the head. And Henry is wishing he didn't wake up today right now. And now Studd, side headlock applied to Mark Henry. Rakes the eyes, twists the arm around, and twists him around one more time, throwing him down to the mat. Studd now running at Henry. STO of his own, sweeping out the leg of Mark Henry. But Henry pushes Studd off. Studd now working from behind. Henry reversing into a belly-to-belly. Big-time side slam there. Studd is down on the kind of the side of the ring, right by the ropes. Henry now has Studd up. And Studd reverses into an inverted Russian leg sweep. Unbelievable maneuver. And now Studd twisting the arm around. Henry with a big knee to the chest of Big John Studd. Studd reversing a running maneuver into an arm drag. Henry is down. Studd now throws Mark Henry across the ring into the turnbuckle. And a big-time chop across the chest of Mark Henry. And he stomps on his chest. Now a knee into the side of the face, just rubbing it in the corner. Using all of that leverage to his advantage. And Studd now, a little bit of a taunt there right before Mark Henry got up to his feet. And one more head and neck toss there from Big John Studd. He's now going to pick Mark Henry up, and Henry is just on the losing end of this match. Sent across the ring. And Studd now lifting Henry up on the top rope. He's got both of his legs. We're going to see something big here. Could be another fall-away slam from the second rope. Wait a minute. They're going all the way up top. Studd has Henry in a suplex clutch. Superplex. The big man falls. The ring falls apart. The ref is down. Unbelievable. All three men are knocked unconscious here, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting word in. We've got medical officials coming down to the side of the ring. Big John Studd is being awarded the victory by way of knockout. It's the first time we've seen something like this in NXT this year. We've still got another match to get through here, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Big John Studd gets up. Henry is unconscious. Studd wins by way of KO. We're going to take a commercial break. We've got to get this ring fixed up for our main event. We could be away for a little while, guys. See you when we see you. And it's main event time in Rosemont. The ring is put back together. I don't know for sure that I trust the integrity of it with the speed with which it was put together. We have a replacement referee out here, and we've got our NXT champion, The Miz, taking on Cara under the eerie glow of Cara's own lighting here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a one-fall, non-title match, but again, as we mentioned in the match just before this that broke the ring, among those three people that could have taken on Big John Studd for the NXT Championship at Extreme Rules were Cara, The Miz, and Mark Henry. Mark Henry was just knocked unconscious by the very angry former champion as he broke the ring around him with a crazy superplex from the top. And now Cara and The Miz are going to take out their aggression on each other here. The Miz very happy that he is indeed champion. Sin Cara very upset that he was not chosen as the #1 contender despite beating Big John Studd in a non-title ladder match, the NXT immediately before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. So a score will be settled here, maybe setting up a #1 contender for the future. But either way, Sin Cara and The Miz square off here. Big time arm drag from Sin Cara, reversing a running attack from The Miz. Now working from behind is the Mexican luchador superstar Sin Cara. They square up again. Miz now working from behind. Got the arm over and a big twisting back suplex, setting Sin Cara down into the center of the ring there. Is Miz with a double elbow drop there. Sin Cara pushes him off though. Now working from right up front is Sin Cara, the masked myth. And there's a big snap suplex from him. Sin Cara now leaps on top of the turnbuckle. Huge moonsault from the top. Unbelievable. There's a standing moonsault now. And The Miz is down. Sin Cara goes for a pin. One count, and the champion does kick out. The Miz, the NXT champion here. His first match since surprisingly winning the gold from Big John Studd at Extreme Rules. He's got to look good here. We've already seen our other new champion lose tonight. Brodus Clay losing in the cage against Santino Marella in our second match of the evening. And this match right here will have implications that will haunt or bolster the title reign of The Miz as long as it lasts. If he loses to Sin Cara here, the man who some people think should have been in the match against Big John Studd, he will look like he does not deserve the title. But if he puts the feet to Sin Cara's face here, the huge Frankensteiner from the corner there, Sin Cara up top again. If he manages to beat Sin Cara despite this incredible aerial display here, he will look like a true champion. Again, a 1 count from Sin Cara, but Sin Cara with his speed is all over this match, ladies and gentlemen. Inverted Russian leg sweep there. Now The Miz ripping the legs of Sin Cara out from under him, but Sin Cara kicks off and runs at The Miz. The Miz, big-time back body drop. He's going to queue up on those running attacks now if Sin Cara doesn't start doing something different. There's a kick to the side of the leg. Another collar and elbow tie-up here. And now The Miz with a side headlock applied. He's going to throw Sin Cara all the way across the ring into the opposing turnbuckle. And he stares him down before walking over. But Sin Cara kicks out. And there's a big-time flipping arm drag from Sin Cara to The Miz. Sin Cara up top now. One more time, an incredible moonsault, but The Miz gets out of the way. And now Sin Cara is groggy. There's The Miz. Big time inverted Russian leg sweep. His signature maneuver there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, 2 count, and Sin Cara does indeed kick out. And now The Miz working from behind. Skull-crushing finale. That's how he beat Big John Studd on Sunday. 1, 2. Oh, 3 count. Sin Cara loses. The Miz wins pretty quickly in his first match as NXT champion. That's going to be the end of the night here from Rosemont, Illinois in the All-State Arena. The Miz victorious. Big John Studd also getting a win, though. We may see those two meeting again down the pike, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Henry not looking good as the ring was broken after that superplex. Sin Cara all over this match, but as soon as The Miz hit the skull-crushing finale, it was lights out. Unbelievable here. The Miz showing he is indeed a true champion with that belt, and Sin Cara, rightfully so, loses the match here. There's your 1, 2, 3 count to send us home tonight. 18,476 heading out the door. But wait a minute, there's Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder just lost his Internet Championship, and he appears to be gunning for The Miz. What's going to happen this month, guys? We'll see it for Superstars on Thursday night. Unbelievable.